okay? Yes, so now this field has 960 feet, right? So now 1 foot, right, is 0.3048, right? And so 960 feet is how much, right? That's the question. That's the question you need to ask. And right, perfect. So then what do? You do x. So now you cross multiply, right? Cross multiply. X times 1 is equal to 960 times 0.3048, right? 960 times 0.3048, 960 times 0.3048. I'm just using my calculator over here. You get 292 roughly, right? 292.608, right? 292.608, and so that's why B is your correct answer, is approximately correct, right? Now let's see over here, that's box plot concept, right? And remember, I've explained this box plot before, right? So be careful. All it's saying is it's got 4 pieces here: 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now this is not an instruction session. For now, just memorize this fact that wherever you see this big guy here, that's the middle part. What does it mean? Like 25% of the people are here, 25% are here, 25% are here, and 25% are here. That's what the box plot means, okay? And this guy here in the middle of this bar, that is actually the median, okay? So that's all you need to know for this session. Otherwise, it'll become a very long session, right? Well done, sir. So, right? So otherwise, it's going to become a very long session, okay? So just remember where this thing is, this point, this line, that's the median, okay? And if you're interested, you can always join my SAT bootcamp. I explain in detail what this exactly means, okay? So let's move on now, onward to the next set of problems, okay? So let's move quickly because we've got a ton of problems to solve. We've got about 30 problems in 60 minutes. Okay, Junor, I'll explain it to you. So that comes, Junor, in the ratio section, okay? That comes in the ratio section. Junor, let's talk over email, right? I'll explain to you everything, how to do it. Let's focus on this problem, okay? Let's focus on this one because this one is more important. I'll explain that piece, how that comes about. But for now, let's focus on this one. Okay, this session is slightly different than the earlier ones where we are kind of in a race against time, right? Because that's the SAT. Yes, I'll explain the box plot to you. Just remind me, guys. Oh, if you have questions, just remind me, and we'll talk over in the email. Okay, about the box plot, about this other idea as well. Okay, well done. Well done, Giorgio, CG, Vidya, Martin, nicely done. Okay, and those who have finished it can try this, but first, guys, try this problem, okay? Try this problem here. Remember, this equation is just the same linear equation that we've done before, right? This f is just a fancy name. This is just y is equal to mx plus b, right? Mx plus b. And all you got to find, guys, is what is the m. You know, m here is the, think about these as points here, right? Think about this as 477 and 687 and 897, right? And now think about these points on a graph over here, right? 477 is here, 687 is here. So all you need is the rise over the 1, right? So that's going to be 87, right? 87. over, yeah, guys, so we finished this, move on to this problem. So you're gonna have 87 minus 77 over 6 minus 4, right? So that's 10 over 2, which is equal to 5, right? Which is equal to 5. And that's this value here. And then you can immediately see there's no 5 here. Cancel, cancel, cancel. And so this is the answer, right? Easy as that. Okay, easy as that. So don't even have to worry what this is. Just you found out 5 and you're done. Always remember, whenever you use this formula, y is equal to mx plus b is the most important one. And you first find out m. That kind of makes it easier. Okay, so this is good. All right, so what's going on here? Let's see. Perfect. So everybody got C. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent job. Well done, Lekan. Okay, nice to see you, Lekan, again. So now, based on this census, the population of this of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, was 96% of this population. Okay, so what's going on? This guy is 96% of Baltimore, right? So what are they saying? Milwaukee is right. This is equal to is 96% of the population of Baltimore, right? 96% of B here, right? So how do you write it? Milwaukee is equal to 0.96 of means multiply, right? 96% is 0.96, right? Decimal times B, right? And now, so what do you do? This, you just cancel it out, okay? This part is done. It's useless. It's no longer important to us. Now, the same in 2010, we're still talking about 2010. If the M's population is 595, right? So you're going to put 595,000 is equal to 0.96 times B, right? Then what is the best approximation? So what do you do now? You divide by 0.96 on both sides. So you divide by 0.96. So remember, there's a very easy formula for this, right? And you divide, and this cancels out. And so you get 595 over 0.96, right? 595 over 0.96. That gives me 619, right? It gives me 619,792 roughly. And so that's why this is the correct answer, okay? And you can also check it, right? If you want to check it, you can see, now what is 96% of 620? Let's see what is 96% of 620, and then let's move on real quick. 96% of 620, that's 595,200, right? So that's 595,200 roughly here. So that's why A is the correct answer. Well done, Yazan. Well done, Junor. Well done, Neha. So be careful what's going on. The main point here, and maybe some of you are having difficulty just understanding what this is, this piece of information right over here, you can write it as a word problem, right? That comes in my word problem series, right? So that's what we do here, guys. We many of you, or some of you, are having difficulty. That's because you need to attend my sessions, right? The people who are attending my sessions are having difficulty, okay? So so be careful what's going on, okay? So remember, you have to use this formula, Zunor, okay? Without this formula, if you use anything else, it's not going to be correct, okay? So M is equal to 0.96 of B. That's all you need, okay? That comes from there, you get this, and from here you get this. There's no other way. You shouldn't use any other formula, okay? So let's move on to the next step now, okay? Let's move on. Remember, maybe you're making a mistake, then you're using the wrong formulas. And why are you using the wrong formulas? Maybe you learn maybe in a different way, right? But what I'm showing you the exact formulas. How do you do that without calculator? Now, oh yes, I forgot to mention, thanks Sarah for reminding me. Now this is a calculator section we're doing, okay? So we're doing the calculator section. We're in section 4, which means you need a calculator, okay? So you cannot do it. You can do it without a calculator, but you don't have to worry about it. That's like a calculus kind of thing. Don't worry about that. Just these problems are all calculator based, okay? All right, try number 10. Well done, CG and Martin. Excellent job. Remember, guys, don't make mistakes, okay? This one is going to be easy, so take it easy. These are the starting problems of section 4, okay, which is the calculator section, okay? So these problems should be easy for you. Take your time and do it, okay? And you can see the people who have been working with me, they're getting these answers super fast. So the main idea here is that we're doing hands-on practice, right? Everybody's doing it together. Well done, Knut. So some of you, this section might be a bit difficult because this is not an instruction section, right? This is not an instruction session. This is a pure practice session. After you finished all of these problems, right? After you finish many of these problems here, only then you should be feeling confident. Oh, I know how to solve these problems, right? So I cover all of these. After you finish this is what actually we covered on Friday, right? Now, many of my students know this, so that's why they're very confident in solving these problems. Okay, so all right, so let's go to let's see what they're doing here. He stopped to rest only 10 hours. So, okay, guys who finished this, move on to this one. Okay, meanwhile, I'll explain what's going on with question number 10. Okay, so he stopped to rest only 10 hours out of the 143, right? So what's going on? He has 143 hours, and out of that, he stopped to rest for right, he stopped to rest for 10. So how many hours did he how many hours did he travel? 133, right? So 133 hours he traveled, right? And now this is super easy. Every 1 hour he travels 5 miles, right? And now 133 hours, how many miles? And many of you know how to solve this, right? There's a quick way to do it, but you can always exactly write Yazan. That's it. So so you can do it this way. You can do the cross multiplication, right? And this is for people who are having difficulty with these problems, right? Otherwise, you can just know this is the miles per hour and you got 133. So you're just going to do 133 times 5, right? So 133 times 5 is 665. And so that's your correct answer, right? 665 is your correct answer. Well done. People are getting the correct answer. Excellent job. Vidya, Neha, Martin, well done. CG, excellent job. Okay, so take your time, guys, who are working on this. This is an easy problem, so I think you should be able to get it. But many of you are getting well done, Giorgio. Okay. Yes. That's it. That's well said, CG. Yes. Yes. Okay, so in this problem, guys, what you need is you need 2/5 of exact values, right? So first of all, calculate what's the total here. 7 plus 5 is 12, right? That's 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 plus 8 is 23, and 2 is 25. So all of these added give you 25, right? And now each of these 25, all right, it's given over here already. 25 data values is right? They're asking you which of the following intervals contain 2/5 of the values, okay? 2/5 of the values. So there are 25 pieces here, right? There's 25 pieces here. And out of these, 2/5 of it. So what is 2/5 of it? 2/5 of 25, right? So remember, you can do it over here like this, 50 over 5, 50 over 5, which is 10, right? So which of these values have 10? You can easily, now you can see 1 to 20, 1 to 20 have, means these two values, 1 to 20 is this and this combined, right? So that's going to be 7, so that's incorrect, right? 11 to 30, these values, that's 8. 11 to 30, not 20, right? So this plus this combined, that's gone. 21 to 40, this plus this, right? That's 11, so that's gone. And then 31 to 50, there you go. 8 plus 2 is 10, right? And which is what you wanted. So that's why this is the correct answer, right? Right. So this one is more like a, yeah, this type of a question, you can call it like just a ratio question. This is really a ratio question combined with tables. Somebody was asking me, Siraj is asking me, like, what kind of a problem is it? It's got two styles. It's the ratio problem. Remember, the ratios are so important. By the way, I've got all the SAT important problems right here with me. Okay, so they're all over here. This is for these problems are for people who join my session, right? And they've been solving these problems here. And you should, if you haven't, right, these problems, and we've covered this probably last week or so. All of these ratio problems are right over here, right? The hard ones, the difficult ones. Look, it's got some tables as well over here. So these are the types of problems right here in ratios and rates. Okay, I've sent this to you, and then try to understand. So it's got the tables and the ratios concept on it. Okay, so that's how it is. All right, so let's move on, folks. Again, watch my video. My regular subscribers, watch the video. And the new people, if it's difficult for you, if it's some kind of a challenging thing, then let me know, because it's part of the instruction series, right? Today is just a solving, right? So many of you have seen my instruction videos, and this is a different type of a session. It's a bit fast paced. It's a bit fast paced, just pure solving the problem, just reviewing, recapping, and knowing what kind of problems come up on the SAT. Okay, so now let's look at this question here. All right, try this one. I'll give you I'll give you a hint for those of you who have difficulty, right? Anytime you see percent, right, just take it to be 5x. Okay, so this is going to be 30x. Okay, this could be 55x, and this could be 10x. Okay, that's the hint for you. That really quickly helps you solve the problem. Anytime you see something like this, you can put it as 5x, and then x has to be determined. Okay. So if you're still looking at this problem, I've given you the hint. You can think about it like this, and just super easy to solve it after that. Then this part is useless. You don't really need to use this. This is just unnecessary. I haven't even read what this is. If the number of students who participated in 2 extracurricular activities, that means these numbers, right? Number of students who participate is 120 more than the people who participate in 1 activity, which means this, right? So 55x, super easy, is equal to, right, is 120 more. So you're going to write down 30x plus 120. Right? Then what is the total number of students who attend the school, right? So you can do whatever you want. This one, I like to solve it this way, right? And then you can get your answer, whichever way you want, okay? So here, it's going to be a bit strange, but you can think about it like this. You subtract 30x, you get 25x, right, is equal to 120, right? So x is equal to 120 over 25, whatever that is, doesn't matter. Remember, the total number of people who attend the school, it's 5, 30, 5,500. When you add this, the magic thing is it becomes 100x, okay? It becomes 100x. And then now you can calculate the value pretty fast, okay? Right? So now it's easy. X is equal to this much, and you need 100x. Okay, so all you're going to do is 100 times 120 over 25. That's one way to do it, right? You can get this to be 12,000 over 25, 12,000 over 25, right over here. That's 480, right? So that's the answer. Okay, well done, Martin. Well done, other folks who've gotten it. Well done. Wow, all of you got it almost. Awesome. Awesome job. Well done. Well done. And Giorgio, nicely done. Vidya, Martin, CG, excellent. Nadira, great. Good to see you're solving stuff now. Excellent, Knut, Neha, all of this, right? So remember, anytime you have percents, or not even percents, even if it's a ratio, right? Like 5 is to 30 is to 55 is to 100, you can always take this to be 5x, 30x, right? X doesn't matter here as long as you know the total is this 100x, right? And then you can solve it. Okay, so that's one way to solve it. I know this was a slightly challenging problem, but good. So that's good. Let's try the next one now. Okay, sorry, I forgot to put this problem here. So don't get distracted. Come back and solve this problem here, okay? Okay, try this one now. Okay, I think we need to move a bit faster. So I'm gonna speed up a little bit now. All you've got to do, and remember, you've got the recording for this. All they're asking, guys, it's a little bit of a strange question, but yeah, try it. And those who have finished it can come over here and try this one. Well done, Martin. Yes. Good job, CJ. Great, and those who have solved it can try this one. Okay. So this one looks super complicated, right? What they're asking is, take this point over here, right? Take this point here, and now they're asking, based on this point, what does it mean? It means you've got zero ID card applications, right? Zero ID card applications. I'm gonna write this down over here. ID card applications, right? And then you've got a driver's license over here. I'm gonna write down drivers over here, right? Now think about it this way. You've got 27 drivers and 0 ID cards, right? Now it takes 15 minutes for an ID card. So you've got 0. How much time does it take? 0 times 15. And if you got 20 times 20 driver's license, you got 20 times 270, right? And then you add this 0 plus 27 times 20 is 540, right? This is 540 plus 0, right? But what if you took one other value, right? Like maybe you took this value, the second one, right? What does it say? It's got 4 ID cards, right? So you got 4 ID cards, and then you've got 24 of these driver's license, right? Now let's try to do 15 plus 20, right? So what do you get here? This is gonna be 480, right? 24 times 2 is 48, 480, right? And this guy over here, guys, is 4 times 15, that's 60. Now, if you add it, 60 plus 480 is still 540. It's still 540. So it doesn't matter. It's all 540 over here, right? It's all 540 over here, folks. Guys, y-intercept, come on. Y-intercept means when x is equal to 0, okay? So be careful. Well done, well done. Okay, so over here, no, even if you take this value, it's going to be the same thing, right? It's got 36 ID cards. So this is like a deeper linear equation problem, okay? So that's why this is the correct answer, okay? So I've given you these 2 instances. You can put in any of these numbers, and you're going to say the answers are correct, okay? Yes, don't worry about it. Some people are having difficulty in these problems. That's why, right? That's why I've got these my instruction sessions. This is just a practice problem session, right? This is for people who've already taken these sessions or who already know this stuff. So if you're having difficulty, don't worry. The answers, the methods are explained in the other sections. This is just for you to get a good hang of, just for practice, right? It's like you already know how to it's like you already know now how to ride a car, and now you're just cruising around, right? If you don't know how to drive a car, you're gonna have some trouble, right? So I'll teach you how to drive the car over here. Okay. Okay. All right, so here x is equal to 0. All you got to do is you put x equal to 0. That means this is gone, this is gone. You get negative 12 over 2, and that means it's negative 6, right? That's the meaning of the intercept. The y-intercept means it could be a straight line. Then at this point, that means the x point is 0, right? It could also be a parabola. It doesn't matter. That means the x coordinate is 0. So this is easy. I think many of you have gotten this, right? So this is good. Some of you are having some difficulty, and I understand. It's probably because you just need to work on the ideas, right? The methods, right? Like I said, right? I'll show you the methods. That's in my boot camp, right? That's in my boot camp. How to work on this. Yes, you can plug in the answers from the choices as well if you want. Yes, you can plug in the answers from the choices as well. But remember, plugging in the choices will get you enough far, but knowing the problems, you can add 100 to 200 points, right? People have learned these methods from me, and their score has gone so much higher, right? I know people who have gotten something like 525, right? 525-ish, and their score is like 700 plus now. Okay, so just work on the problems that I'm giving you. Don't work on the unnecessary problems. Okay, all right, so try this 15th. Yep, go for it. Well done, well done, well done. Excellent. This was a slightly harder problem, but all you got to do is you can just plug in these values, right, and see which of them are satisfying, right? Which of the following, which each of these points are contained, right? So what you get, one of the ways you can do it is try to plug in this value right inside here and see if it satisfies. As an example, this is y, this is x, right? So you want to check y, which is 4, is it greater than negative 3 minus 2, right? So 4, is it greater than negative 5? I don't think so. So that's why this line, this point, this guy, right, it doesn't satisfy this. So it's gone, right? The same thing over here. Y4, is it greater than or equal to minus 3? Yeah, it works. So maybe it works. But now try this one, right? So maybe it works, maybe it doesn't work. There's going to be one point which doesn't work. Oh, whoops, over here. Right. So let's take this point here. Right. Let's put this point inside here and see. So what do you get? No, that point still works. So let's try these points here, right? So try this point inside here. So what do you get? You get 1, which is the y, which is greater than or equal to minus negative 2. So you get 1 is greater than or equal to 2. That's clearly wrong. 1 is less than 2. And so that's why this is wrong, right? And then you're going to see this one works out because all of these 3 values will work on it, right? How about x is less than 3 here, right? And this point here is clearly 2. It's right? So that's not true again. And so that's why you've got this answer. Okay, so let's move on now to number 16. Okay, so try this problem now. Sorry, I keep forgetting I should put in these problems. Otherwise, people are just staring at their phones then while I keep solving, right? So please remind me if I kind of forget to put in the next problem here. But yes, try this one, please. So I'm gonna take this one out, and remember, you always got the recording to this section, so you can always watch it later, okay? So let's move on a bit faster now. This one is, try the problem by yourself, and I'm gonna explain each problem. That's my job, to explain and make things easier for you, okay? So AB is equal to AD, AB is equal to AD, so I just mark this here. BC is equal to CD, so I mark this guy like this. Then BE is equal to 2, then I mark it over here. Then BC is equal to 4, I mark it over here like this, right? And remember, this is a right angle triangle, right? And AC is equal to 10, right? So I think you can calculate what's this value going to be, right? And they're asking the value of what is A, B, D, right? So take it easy and try to find out the answer. Right? AC is given to you, right? This AC length is given to you guys, right? This AC length is given to be 10. Right? And you're asked what is the area of ABD, right? You're asked what is ABD, right? You can just take it symmetric. So this is 2 and this is going to be 2, so that's 4, right? And then now all you got to calculate is what is this length here, right? To calculate this length, try to first find out what is this length, right? That should be easy. So what is this length using the Pythagorean theorem? 4 squared, right, is equal to 2 squared, which is this length. Hypotenuse squared is equal to this squared plus EC squared, right? So that's, maybe I'll just write it as EC squared, right? So that's going to be 16 is equal to 4 plus EC squared, right? So that gives you 12 is equal to EC squared, right? And so EC is equal to 12, the square root of 12. And now the square root of 12 can be written as square root of 4 times 3, guys, right? The square root of 4 times 3, which is the square root of 4 times the square root of 3, right? Which is 2 square root 3. So that's why this value is 2 square root 3 over here, right? This point is 2 square root 3, right? And so this guy now is just 10 minus 2 square root 3, right? Something like that. 10 minus 2 square root 3, right? And then you're going to have to multiply this, right? 10, this guy by, that's your length. That's this length. And then you're going to take the base, which is 4, and divide it by 2, right? So something like this. Something like this. So remember, half, this is your half, this is your base, and this is your height. And this is half base times height, right? So this goes away, and so you get 20 minus 4 root 3, right? Then you get, this is 2 here, 2 times this. Now this is a harder problem, 20 minus 4 root 3, right? So well done, very good. People are actually able to solve this problem. Yeah, this is a slightly challenging problem, but I'm glad Sarah, CG, Knut, Neha, Vidya, Queen Lee, Martin, Sarah. Okay, well done solving this problem. Now remember, this one is a harder problem. Okay, this one is a Pythagorean theorem, and you got to apply 2 things here. You got to apply the Pythagorean theorem. Okay, very quickly, you got to apply the Pythagorean theorem to find this length, and you know this whole length is 10, and then you subtract this guy to get just AE, right? That's important. Why is it important? Because they're asking what is ABD. ABD is right over here. Half base times height. You already know the base is 4. All you need is the height. That's the challenging part, right? Okay, so let's move on. Now here, what's going on? I think I'll leave this problem with you. So how do you solve this problem here, right? It's got 4, how many teachers does it have? It's got 4 teachers, right? So what you can write this as, and I've done this before, right? You can write this as 1, 1, 1, 1, right? Then how many have you got? You've got 7, right? Because this is 7, so you got 7 teachers. And remember, if you don't know what I'm doing, then you need to visit my data series, okay, section. We've covered all of this, right? You see how important it is, right? You see how important this part is, right? The one that I'm showing you, and now there's 8 of these over here, right? So you're gonna have 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, right? And many of you have a shortcut, that's fine. This is 4, so you're gonna write down 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then the last one over here is going to be 5 and 5, right? And so now if the 26th teacher with 2 years of experience is added to the program, what will be the effect on the mean, right? So if a 2-year teacher is added over here, right, what happens to the mean? So where's the mean, first of all, right? Like, how do you calculate the number of mean? You already got 25 teachers enrolled, right? So what's the median of it? You're going to take 25 divided by 2, which is 12.5, and plus the 0.5. So the median formula is right over here. That's a quick median formula right over here, right? So be careful, 25 over 2, which is 12.5, and then add 0.5. That's a shortcut, guys. I've explained this before. And so the 13th value is right over here. You know, this is 8, right? And then how much is this? This is 7. Sorry, this is 4. This is 7. So that's 11, right? 7 plus 4 is 11. And then this is 12. This is the 13th one. So this is your median, right? This is your median. Now, if you add a 2 over here, your median is going to shift. Where's your median going to shift? Your median is probably going to shift over here, right? Right. So what really happens is the median will remain the same, and the mean. So calculate the mean, right? It's going to be 3 point something, right? 3 point something, and so the mean will actually decrease, right? The mean will decrease. So this one you have to calculate it like 1 times 4. That's 4 over here. 1 times 4, right? Plus 2 times 7, plus 3 times 8, plus 4 times 4, and you divide it by 25. But you can see the mean, the median is somewhere around 3. And then if you add a number which is less than the mean, right? Then its mean is actually going to decrease. Okay, so the mean will decrease, and the median will remain the same. Okay, so that's going to be your answer. Okay, so this one was a bit strange, but glad you got it. Okay, so work on it. Okay, Canute, take it easy. All right, so let's work on the next one. Okay. Now let's try this problem. Okay. Once again, if these problems are difficult for you, that's because you haven't attended my sessions, okay? So attend those sessions and things will start getting easier. Anyway, you're getting acquainted with what exact problems are gonna come up on the test. Once again, this is a 20-hour boot camp, right? It's a 20-hour boot camp, right? Right now, we just finished this word problems, and soon we're gonna start this section again, right? So it's a cycle. I'm giving you all of these problems, right? These are all problems from the SAT tests before, guys. Okay, so all you got to do is just sign up for it, right? Somebody's asking where's the sign up. I'll give that to you very soon. The cost is $95 right now. Okay, only for August. The next month is going to go up to $200. So be careful, right? If you want it, just the sign up is, yes, let me post the sign up, the payment link and the sign up page right over here. And thanks to my subscribers for paying, for bearing with me, because I do this every single time, right? So here it is. Oops. So here's the link. Once you click on the link, you can go over, and I know you guys are looking at the problem. Sorry to distract you this way, but you look at and then you click on this link, and you're gonna go over here, $95 for 20 hours. It's actually much more than just 20 hours. You can continue coming over here for months and months, and then you put in your information, and then you're great, right? Yes, Salim, that's exactly right. I gotta make my living, right? I gotta make my living. Yes, I gotta make my living. So thank you very much for your patience. So, but and it's a great course, right? So many students have told me. I just had a call from another student's parent, and they said, "Wow, can't believe it's $95." And I told him, not only is it $95, guys, it's also got a referral. So if you refer a friend and they buy the course, right, you can get a $15 reward. And there are so many people right now. They've referred quite a few of their friends, okay, and their siblings and such. So they're getting the discounts, okay. So they're getting the rewards right over here, and the person who is referred, they get a $5 discount as well. Okay, so that's superb, and it should be kind of like almost free for everybody this way, right? Okay, so try this problem. Yes. Yes. Yes, spread it to your friends and see, maybe somebody likes it and it's in your favor. It's good for you, it's good for them as well, right? So okay, so try this problem, and then after that, try the problem right after this one. Okay, guys, look at this problem first. Yes, well done. So this is getting hotter now, right? So this has 60 backpacks in stock, right? And the number of wheeled backpacks in the new shipment was twice the number of wheeled backpacks already, right? So remember that it's twice the number, right? So you're gonna have 2x, right? And the number of backpacks without wheels was 5 times the number without it. So you got 5y here, right? And then after the new shipment arrived, there are 330 backpacks in the store, right? So you're gonna have this guy plus this guy plus the original 60 backpacks, okay? So watch this, read this problem double carefully, okay? Read this problem carefully. Well done, Zenor. And plus 60, and that's gonna be equal to 330, right? So there's 3 pieces here. These backpacks, wheeled backpacks, right? The non-wheeled backpacks and the 60 already. So now that's why you subtracted to the other side, and then you get 2x plus 5. When you subtract 60 from both sides, it goes over here, and then you get 270, right? So that's why this is the correct answer, okay? Now this one is very peculiar. Remember, I've shown you the formula for this: a plus b times a minus b, okay? A plus b times a minus b, okay? Anytime you see this kind of thing, it's the conjugate. The signs are different. Everything is the same. This is the same. This is the same. This is the same, right? Yes, yes, Zenor, you can do that. Yes, you can directly do that. 230 minus 330 minus 60. That's exactly right. Okay, so now a plus b, a minus b, right, is equal to, that's a squared minus b squared, right? This is a formula you need to remember. So you can, or you can FOIL it. You're gonna get x squared minus 5 squared, right? So for what value does it reach its minimum, right? So what's going on over here? Let's see if you can solve it. So remember, it's got a minimum value, right? When does it have this function? When does it have a minimum value, right? Remember, this guy is a squared quantity, right? Is the squared quantity right over here. So one thing you can do is, basically it's asking, when does this guy have its minimum quantity? So if I'm asking you, think about x squared, right? You plot it as a parabola. Where does it have its minimum value? It has its minimum value when x is equal to 0, right? That's what it's asking. If x is equal to 1, think about it. If x is equal to 1, right, then x squared is 1 squared. If x squared is equal to -1, if x is equal to -1, then x squared is equal to -1 squared, which is again positive. So it always keeps going up, right? The only point where it's zero, least is 0, right? So that's why x is equal to 0. Here again, you can put 0 squared minus 5 squared, which is -5 squared. So that's the real value of the h. But they're asking what is the minimum quantity of x, right? And that's why the answer is C over here. Okay, so be careful with this, right? There are a variety of ways of doing this. Many of you done calculus, you might know what to do with this. Okay, so this is a slightly complicated problem, but thanks for your patience, right? So let's see what we can do next. As always, running out of time here. So let's do these 2 problems real quick, okay? Because then maybe we can wrap this session up super fast. Yeah, it's 0. It's 0 because the least value of x squared is 0. So watch the video again. I think you need to watch the video again, right? And then you're going to get it. Just watch it again. This is a practice session. It's a much harder session than the regular sessions, right? Just need to work a little bit more on you need to work with the actual instruction videos first. Okay, try this one, folks. Then you can maybe draw a line straight up like this if you want, just a very rough line here, right? Try to draw a line very, very roughly over here like this. Maybe you can just draw a line here like this. A better one would be, right, something like this. Just pick a few points here and start getting it. Nice. Remember, this guy there, it's crossing over here, right? It's crossing over here. So be careful. This is not the origin, okay? This is not the origin. Yeah, maybe we should have a little bit of a scatter plot. Good point. Yeah, we'll probably have a scatter plot session real quick one of these days. Thanks for reminding me. We should probably have a scatter plot session. It's been a while since I've had this, so we'll have one real quick. Okay, for those who have joined, maybe you just joined right after the scatter plot was done. So anyway, so what do you do over here? Let me meanwhile put the next set of next problem right over here for you. Okay, so all you got to do with the scatter plot thing is you draw a line and then find the slope of the line, right? So that shouldn't be very hard. Okay, but first of all, guys, try to find what is the scatter plot. Like, how do you calculate it, right? You can take any 2 points here, right? So maybe you want to take this point here and you want to take this point here. It doesn't matter. I don't care. It should be very approximate. So what do you think is the slope of this, right? So this is 130, 7. Sorry, it's 7, 130, and the other one is 5, 90. Right? Very, very roughly, right? So what do? You take 130 minus 90, right, over 7 minus 2, something like that. Sorry, 7 minus 5, right? Very roughly, right? So what are you going to get here? 130 minus 90, that's 40 over 2, that's 20. And I've taken it so roughly, right? So it's 20. It's roughly 20, okay? So look at which of these points have 20. This is 1.6, that's gone. This is gone, okay? This is roughly the value, 116, right? Maybe you draw the graph correctly, you'll get it. I've just drawn it super fast here, right? So this one of these two, and then you can plug in some of these values here to get your answer. So now what you got is y is equal to 16x plus b, right? Now all you got to do is plug in one of these values inside to check your answer. Okay, so get that answer first. Okay, so try it. And those of you who found it, work on this problem here. Okay, so these two, out of these two, you got to check it. So maybe you want to put in a value of, right? So maybe you want to put in a value of 130, right? And then you can get your answer. Right, let me put in 90 here. So 90 is equal to 16 times 5 plus b, right? So now you can calculate it. 90 is equal to 16 times 5 is 80 plus b, right? So what do you get? B is equal to roughly 10, right? So yeah, it's not the best value, but still it works, right? 15.2, and so that's why this works, okay? You can draw a much better line than me and you can get the exact answers, but that's the idea. Maybe the lines sometimes that you draw are not gonna work. Maybe the lines should probably be a little bit like this, then you would get the correct answer, right? But I've just drawn it super fast to get the answer, okay? Even if you make a mistake, right, over here, you should still get the correct answer roughly, and that should be good enough, okay? So remember, there's a negative and a positive, and you got the positive here, okay? That's why D is the correct answer, okay? So you see, even if you approximate things sometimes, you can still get the right answer, okay? That's the power of multiple choice questions, okay? Now, let's look at this one, okay? An equation of the graph is shown is here. What is the value of b, right? So here, this one is easy. What you got to do here is they're asking for the value of b. They're asking for this guy here, right? So the easiest thing you got to do is just put x to be equal to 0. That means this point here, right? As soon as you put x to be equal to 0, what do you get? You get a times 0 plus, sorry, my bad. What am I saying? Put this value, right, x to be equal to 0, right, which is this point here. So you get a times 0 plus b times negative 2 is equal to 6, right? B times negative 2 is equal to 6. So this goes away. So b is equal to 6 over negative 2, which is equal to negative 3, right? And so that's why this is the correct answer, right? All right, now let's move on real quick. I know this session is probably gone on. It's 9:30 already. So we still have a few more problems to solve, right? So where are we? So I think we should continue very soon, but maybe let's solve a few more problems, okay? And then we'll wrap this up. So we've got this problem here, this problem here. So these are all the problems, right? In the test. So this morning we were solving some of them, and now we are solving. This is, of course, so let's try this one. I'm going to post this in over here. Okay, so I think tomorrow we're going to continue with this. For my subscribers, we should definitely look at these problems here. It's going to be a different Zoom link for you, right? So we're going to continue again. So do you see the SAT problems are now, you need to work on the actual problems. That's the reason why I've selected all of these problems beforehand, right? These are the problems I've selected for ratios. So you're pretty good at ratios, right? That's the whole idea. Okay, try this one now. Okay, once again, folks, this is an advanced section, right? If you don't understand this, then you probably need to take the other instructional sets. This is mostly for my students who have already worked on these. Actually, first try this one. I don't want to distract you. And somebody's asking, how do they join the session? That's posted right over here. And I'll post it again, right? Yeah, type it over. Okay, and people are asking, what's the session? So that's the session, right? That's the sign up link over here. Once you click on it, you're gonna end up right over here. Okay, and then you can buy this course. Okay, so it's $95. It's gonna move back up to 200 in the next month now. So you just got a week. Okay, so how do you do this one, right? So think about it like this, right? What does this number represent, right? What does this number 1.22 represent? So let's think about it. For every increase in length, I'm just gonna look at this answer immediately, right? For every increase, one inch increase in length, right? What happens to this? First of all, this is like an exponential model kind of a thing, okay? So whenever there's an exponential model, the percent numbers are important, okay? The percent numbers are important. Now, how do you exactly solve this? I'm just going to give you this answer, right? For every one increase in length, right? So let's say the length is 0. Okay, always take the length to be 0, guys. Okay, and now what do you get? The weight, right? The weight is 0.04, right? And now if the length is 1, right? What happens? What happens here? The estimated weight is now 0.04 times 1.22, right? So you see, anytime this was the original value and this is the new value, right? The new value, right? And now you just, all you need is this percent change over here, right? So try to calculate the percent change. That's this guy, this new value over here, new minus old, or the original over old, right? And that's a formula that we've seen before, right? So when you actually calculate this value here, you can easily see, right? It's, let's see. Okay, so that's, this guy's gonna be 0.0488, right? So you get 0.0488 minus 0.04 over 0.04. And this is for the people who are having some difficulty, okay? For the others, maybe you know how to solve this. And then when you calculate this answer, it's gonna come out to be 22%. You can also see that this guy is 0.04 times 1.22, right? So remember the formula that I told you before, new is equal to old times 1 plus the percent, right? So that's right over here. So this is the old right over here, right? And 1 plus 22%. So you can see this, that's why this is the correct answer, okay? Remember, anytime you have this exponent type thing and you want to interpret it, this is a rare question. Just look at the percent values, okay? And then you're going to get the answer, all right? Now this one, I agree, this was a slightly complicated one. Let's see what's the next one we can do over here. Maybe this is the last one we'll try. Okay, this is the last one. Again, all of these, many of these concepts we've covered very recently, okay? But once in a while, you'll get a problem that nobody on the face of this earth has explained to you, and it's okay. That's okay, all right? there'll be some problems where, you know, you'll have some difficulty anyway. So don't worry about it. Everybody's going to have the difficult problem, right? Everybody's going to have that difficulty. Okay, so try this one. Great, great, well done. Well done, Martin. Vidya, nicely done. So yeah, those people who are working at this, right? This is what we do. We do the instruction sets and then we solve these problems, right? Where else can you spend like 60 minutes of your time? Just, this is so amazingly hands-on, right? I'm not giving you the answers. I'm waiting for you to find the answers. Many times you're getting the answers. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're staring at the screen and thinking about it. But that's the benefit of doing hands-on practice, right? Everybody's doing it together, right? And that's amazing. You're going to get some amazing results just because of this. You're getting aware of the most important problems that you need to work on. Okay. Yes, exactly right. So remember, this is for people who've already done it. If sine is this value, then you can easily find out what is the cosine. Okay, I'm going to tell you one quick idea. This is the unit circle. This is a unit circle, guys. If it's a unit circle, then this point over here, right, is the y coordinate of this point here. The y coordinate of this point here is actually sine, the sine theta. So the y coordinate is radical 3/2. Okay, and then the x coordinate, guys, is actually equal to the cosine, right? That's one piece of information. So that's how you can figure out the sign of it. Okay, what is it, positive or negative? Okay, but if sine theta is equal to this, there's another thing you might want to remember is sine squared theta, okay, plus cosine squared theta is equal to 1. Okay, so let's calculate what is cosine theta, right? So sine squared theta is radical 3/2 squared plus cosine theta squared. And this is for those people who don't know the 30, 60, 90. For those of you who know it, good on you, right? Excellent job. So 3/4 plus cosine squared theta is equal to 1, right? Is equal to 1. And so you bring the 3/4 to the other side now. Just bring this 3/4 to the other side, right? And move it over here. I'm going to put a negative sign, right? So now cosine squared theta is equal to 1/4, right? This is equal to 1/4. And so cosine theta can be positive or negative, right? Cosine theta can be positive or negative, right? It could be any of these, positive or negative. But you're given this value here, right? Remember, the cosine theta is also, right? And you might already know this, that based on which quadrant is where, right? But remember, this quadrant, the x coordinate is right over here and it's negative, right? So that's why it's going to be only -1/2. And that's why this is the answer. There are so many other ways to do it, right? There's all students take calculus. You can think about it this way also, right? All sine, tangent, cosine, right? All are positive here. Only sine is positive here. Only tan is positive here. Right? So that's what it's going to be. Okay. So remember, sine squared plus cosine squared is equal to 1. That's the formula you got to remember. If you put that in Znor, then you're going to find out cosine theta is only equal to 1. Cosine squared is only 1/4. And so that's why only this, and then you find out the sign and you get this answer, right? Maybe we should be doing one probability question and then we should call it a day, okay? So once again, guys, let's look at this last of the last problems. Again, it's thanks for your patience, right? I'm so happy most of the people who have joined or have stayed, right? That means this session is working, right? And we have tons of these tests, right? Yes, you're welcome, CG. We have tons of these problems. We keep on working. I know some people are asking, when is this session gonna end? yes, we finished the instructions and they feel, wow, Ash has given me much more than I actually asked for. And this is just for, this is just $95. You're getting a ton of value right away, okay? People have gone on to their dream colleges this way. So these questions are directly from this test. Where do I get the questions from? It's right from here, right? So it's right from the SAT test over here that was released recently. Okay, so that was like March of 2020. I think it's a QAS kind of thing, right? So you can go to Reddit, right? You can go to Reddit and get it. All of these problems will be on Reddit, right? And of course, you got the College Board, which we're also going to cover. But I think you should first go to the College Board, right? Just put in College Board and then SAT, right? You can get that. You might have already done that. After that, just put in Reddit and put in SAT, and you'll get these. Okay. So so let's look at this last one. A two-way table categorizes the change in value in July and August. Okay, for 50 stocks, right? Remember, it's a probability problem. So you first need to calculate what's the numerator and what's the denominator. Remember, most people have difficulty with the denominator part, right? They have difficulty with the denominator part. So be careful with it. So remember, the denominator is more important. One of the stocks that increased in value in August is chosen, okay? So that's gonna be your denominator over here, okay? So increase in value, which means this section, and this is totally useless now, okay? Just put in 30 here, right? That's your total. You don't need any of this information. And then what is the probability that the stock also increased for the value in July, right? So it also increased the value in July, that's here. Right? So that's why your answer is going to be 21 over 30. And then let's see what's 21 over 30. Yes, so that gives you 0.7. Right? And so that's why this is your correct answer. Again, we've done all of these problems. Remember, the main idea here is always whenever you have these things are called two-way tables, okay? You need a denominator, you need a numerator. The numerator is super easy. The denominator is always a problem. It's, remember, this is the number of favorable cases over the total cases, right? So the total points here, anytime you see an if or something like that, right, that's going to be your denominator. If one of the stocks is that increased in value in August, that's the biggest hint here, right? That's going to be right over here. That's the total value, right? And then you've got 21 right over here. And then that's why you're going to get this as the correct answer. So I think we're for my regular subscribers who already have this course, like who are part of this boot camp, we're going to continue this the next time. This is because the test is on August 29th, right? So we are going to do a lot of fun stuff here. We're going to have like a review session as well. Okay. So, and that continues. So nicely done, guys. Thanks for your time. I'm just going to post this link here. So if you're interested, definitely show this link to your parents, right? I have parents pretty much every day. I have parents calling me and saying, thank you so much for your classes. We want to join. Okay. And some of you have already expressed interest. So click on this link over here. Once you click on the link, you're going to go to this page over here, right? And then all you got to do is show it to your parents and then click on it over here. And then you can pay for the session, right? And remember, this is a 20-hour boot camp. You can join in anytime. It's a cycle. You can join in any time here and you can get it. Okay, so with that said, I wish you the best. And for my regular guys, I'm going to see you tomorrow. Okay, so have a good night. Bye.